For months and months and months and months on end, I was sitting here on this channel getting so excited for Redfall, following character lore, following the news, even the devastating news on the console debate we all know about that I really don't want to say again. A game made by the developers of amazing games such as Deathloop, Prey, and Dishonored. Arcane, known for making crazy worlds with amazing storylines and fantastic graphics. But then Redfall came out. And disappointed is a word I don't want to say a lot, but I'm going to be saying that a lot in this review because this was very disappointing and didn't live up to the hype it was supposed to at all. It's not a surprise this is happening. You guys can look mostly on YouTube in the gaming community. They're basically screaming about how bad this game is, and I didn't want to believe it at first. I wanted to believe in every little bit of my power that this was just gonna be a game that I was gonna enjoy and that everybody was just saying that the game was bad just to get a little bit of hype, just because saying Redfall is bad is a cool thing to do. Seeing Metacritic ripping it apart, review channels giving it as low as 2 out of 10s for its own review. So I had to check it myself. I had to see if Redfall was literally the worst game that came out in 2023. So this is my Redfall first impressions. The first thing I want to get into is basically right from the beginning of the game. I just felt like something was very off with the way that the characters looked and the way the characters moved. It looked very clunky and it didn't look anything like the trailers that they were showing us from the beginning. I wanted to believe a lot of the gameplay that they showed was what I was going to get out of the game. For spec wise, I was playing this on the PC. I have a 3070 graphics card. I was playing on Epic Graphics and looked okay if that's the kind of look they were going for. But even this game felt like it was made for like the early 2000s. It just... We're in 2023 for a AAA studio and for a developer as good as Arcane. I just really expected more. I went back and I looked at graphics from Deathloop to just kind of get a feel of what to expect for this. And even I felt like Deathloop's graphics had a one-up on Redfall, and Redfall is a later game that they put out 2 years later. We're talking about a AAA game that's supposed to be on one of the most powerful Xbox consoles we've had today. It's a billion-dollar company. Like, I just feel like there's no excuse. This is obviously a game that hasn't been finished in any way, shape, or form. They already pushed it back once, so pushing it back again would obviously draw bad feedback. One of the next things I do want to talk about also was the AI in this game is some of the worst I've ever seen in a game. Absolutely straight up terrible. The way that most Arcane games work is usually they like to give you 2 paths. Even in Deathloop, I keep on bringing up Deathloop because it's kind of the same in Redfall. They want you to take 2 paths. You could either sneak your way past enemies or you could just straight up fight. Every time I experience fights with enemies, the AIs are just completely brain dead every single time. It's pretty easy to sneak past them. They really don't get alerted unless you're pretty much right in their face, take a shot, anything along those lines. It's pretty easy to sneak past them, and the AI they act brain dead every time I'm in battle. I could show you multiple clips, which I will, from my stream, which you can check out at twitch.tv/YouLoveNicktana. Just AI just running around, running into walls, laying down into rocks, not knowing where to look at whenever I shoot my gun. Or there's just been a time where like it weirdly just so happens that I shoot one bullet and then an enemy from 100 meters away will just randomly come up and just know exactly where I'm at. It's a very inconsistent process, and I don't understand why it's just so inconsistent. It doesn't make sense in my head. It's either like make it one way or another. The AI is just completely brain dead, and it makes the experience kind of boring at some point because I just felt like I can get away with everything. I will also say though, the difficulty I was playing on was the normal difficulty. Every time I do a playthrough for my games, I do it on the difficulty that the developer wants you to play on. Obviously, I feel like I can make it a little bit higher if the AI was that bad. I might have to check it out. Maybe it's just a difficulty thing. Maybe normal is just too easy. But the story just isn't grabbing me at all. It's not getting me hyped up. There's like side characters that are in the game, I guess, that just didn't really, I feel like, just show no actual purpose or feel like they should even be in the game. The main characters I really are paying attention to are the 4 characters that you can actually take a part in playing. All the other side characters, like, I really don't even give a fuck about. They got a random doctor in here. They have a reverend in here, a pregnant lady that sells you guns with her husband, who you gotta look for his brother. It's just, it doesn't, I get it. It's just survivors staying in a room. It's just very, very random, I guess. Another thing I also wanted to say, based on it being a AAA title, you guys can say what you guys gotta say. I'm gonna nitpick this game because I've seriously been day one in on this game. I've been wanting to play it. I knew I was gonna play it. I knew I was gonna play it day one. I was gonna do reviews. You guys can look at my channel right now. I've done shorts on it on my podcast channel. I've talked about it multiple times on there, just hyping this game up and just getting super excited about everything. So the nitpicking is gonna be there. Based on a AAA title not having any cutscenes, like you don't get any cutscenes. It's all just like picture slideshow telling you what to. It's not good. This is not a good look. It's not a good look. And these are my first impressions. Think about all the red flags I've shown just off my 2 hours of me playing the game. This is just me pulling out a lot of stuff that I personally feel is just bad. I'm the type of person who wants games to do good no matter what. I'm not a PlayStation guy. I'm not an Xbox guy. I'm not a Switch guy. I have all the consoles. I just want all games to be good. I want to play a great game. And I thought Redfall was going to be it. Clearly, it's not a strong look for Xbox. This being the first game of the year for a AAA title that Xbox puts out, it's just not a good look. And it kind of worries me about what they're going to do with Starfield at this point too. I don't know if Starfield got way more attention than this. They just didn't want to push it back. I don't know. I'm hoping that updates could possibly fix this, but the way it's looking is people are already turned off by the game, and I don't see people trying to pick this up for a second time if they do update and fix it. Getting into the actual map of Redfall 2, I really thought when I was thinking of this game that the world was going to be a little bit bigger than what it was. I'm hoping you can unlock more areas or the map just kind of spreads out. The Redfall map is a lot smaller than what I expected it to be. It is based on a fictional place in Massachusetts called Redfall. I've seen bigger maps and like Pokemon than what this game actually holds to. They have safe houses that you could fast travel to, but why would you? I mean, I've ran to location after location and it's not that much of a bother at all. I don't have too much to complain about the actual vampires in the game. I think they kind of did on point with the vampires. I feel like there's a variety of them. The one thing I will say about the vampires though is I don't understand why they put this stupid vampire in the game that has a blue shield around them. Never in my life have I seen a vampire with shields that just float around them and you have to like shoot in between the shields. The guns were okay. The guns felt fluid. The way the gun system works in this game is basically they're based on levels and rarity. So the higher level and the higher rarity is you based on how good the gun is. So higher the level, the more damage it does, better accuracy, better reload speed. And then if you get like a rarity, usually it has like buffs if you get a kill or if you reload. Sometimes they'll have stakes on the end of them to take care of enemies. The weapon variety I think is pretty cool. It's not a lot, but you get your assault rifles, you get your stake shooters, pistols. Shotguns are very powerful in this game. It's not the game I had the expectations for. I feel like I want to stick it out further into the game, even though it's not really going my way. That's my first impressions video on Redfall. I appreciate everybody stopping by. Like I said, my name is NicktAna. If you guys want to see more gaming content and see more videos by me, the best way too is to make sure you guys subscribe. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. I'll catch you guys next video. Be safe. Tell somebody you love them. Catch you guys next video.